Hey Cowboys Nation, what's up? It's your host Alex here, and today we got some tough news, but also reasons to stay hopeful. But first, before we dive in, if you're watching this and you haven't already hit that subscribe button, please do so you won't miss any of these Cowboys updates as the season rolls on. Alright, let's get into it. So hey Race, what's going down? The Cowboys just lost one of their running backs for the rest of the season. Miles Sanders has been placed on season-ending injured reserve, and on top of that, CeeDee Lamb is now out for the third straight game due to that ankle injury he suffered earlier in the year. Today we're going to break down exactly what this means for the team, how the Cowboys might respond, who can step up, and what's ahead. So let's roll. First off, let's talk about Miles Sanders. He came into Dallas with some expectations. He signed a one-year deal this offseason to be part of that backfield rotation over a short time in a Cowboys uniform. This season he had made contributions. He rushed for 117 yards and found the end zone once over 4 games, but now that chapter is closed for 2025. The knee and ankle issues forced the team's hand, and he'll be on IR for the rest of the season. Losing Sanders is a blow, no doubt. You lose experience, depth, and some insurance if your lead back gets hit, but it's not all doom and gloom. There's already buzz about who could rise to fill that void. One name popping up is Jaden Blue, a rookie who's already being talked about for a bigger role. The Cowboys brass, including Stephen Jones, have expressed excitement about what Blue can bring. Javonte Williams, who was already handling the bulk of carries, is obviously more important now than ever. There's also Malik Davis and some practice squad depth that might get looked at. The Cowboys have to reconfigure and fast. Now shifting gears, let's talk CeeDee Lamb. This one stings for every Cowboys fan. Lamb suffered a high ankle sprain in Week 3 during that game versus Chicago. He took a hit, tried to stay in for just a nap or two, but it became obvious he couldn't push off or make cuts properly, so they shut him down for the rest of that game and beyond. He has now missed 3 consecutive games. The good news, there's optimism he could return as soon as Week 7. Stephen Jones has openly said Lamb has a chance to get back when they face Washington. He's also been seen mixing into some limited practice drills, so that's a hopeful sign. Now combine both of those realities, no Sanders for the season and Lamb missing games, and the Cowboys' offense faces a legitimacy test. How do you maintain balance? How do you keep defenses honest without letting them key in on your limited weapons? It's a puzzle. Against the Panthers in their recent game, the Cowboys' running attack was nearly shut down. They rushed for just 31 yards total, averaging 16 yards per carry. Javonte Williams, who's supposed to be the lead, managed 29 yards on 13 carries. Guys like Jaden Blue and Ryan Flournoy had minimal impact in that game. It was a bad showing in the run game, in fact one of the worst of the season, so you can see clearly how critical that running back spot is. Meanwhile, without Lamb, the passing game is also impacted. Defenses can cheat more knowing there's less threat underneath or on deep routes, but the Cowboys did survive somewhat. George Pickens has really stepped up in Lamb's absence. Pickens has shown he has the talent of a number 1 receiver in his own right. Dak Prescott has also kept the offense afloat, connecting on big plays and making smart decisions, but again the margin for error narrows when your top weapons are unavailable. So the big questions: who else steps up? How do they patch this up? What are some keys to making this work? One key is smart game planning. The coaching staff will need to mix run and pass, use misdirection, screens, draws, basically anything to keep defenses off balance, and limiting turnovers becomes even more important. You can't afford to give away drives. Also, utilizing the running backs you have left efficiently will matter. Getting Jaden Blue more comfortable, maybe gradually increasing his load, giving Williams manageable bursts, even mixing in short passes to backs and check downs that can simulate a ground threat. Another key is wide receiver depth, not just George Pickens, but Jalen Tolbert, Jake Ferguson, Ryan Flournoy. Those guys need to deliver consistency, make contested catches, help stretch the field. If the receivers beyond Lamb can elevate their game, that helps ease the burden. Also, the tight end game, if Dallas uses one, becomes more important because you need that safety valve. Also, keeping the defense from bleeding too badly is essential. If your offense is operating under duress, you need complementary defense to keep games manageable. The less the Cowboys have to force things, the better. Let's look at what we might expect moving forward. If Lamb returns in Week 7, that's a huge boost. He changes how the opponent defends you, not just with his route running, but his physicality, his ability to make contested catches, his presence on the perimeter. Meanwhile, the running back room might look more like Williams as the lead blue, taking over more responsibilities, and perhaps some veterans or practice squad guys seeing more reps if blue flashes that could give Dallas more flexibility. The front office might even consider bringing in depth via free agency or trade if possible. We also can't ignore the mental aspect. Injuries test the toughness of a squad, how the Cowboys respond, how the players rally, how coaches adjust can define whether this season derails or evolves. Teams that overcome adversity often build strong identity and momentum, so we'll be watching how this narrative shapes up. And let's not forget, there's still time to turn things around. The NFL season is long and momentum shifts quickly. If Dak remains sharp, if the supporting cast makes plays, if the staff schemes creatively, Dallas could still compete, but there's less margin for error. Now, as we wrap this up, I want you Cowboys fans to sound off. What do you think of this situation? Who do you trust to step up in the backfield? Do you think Lamb will be ready for Week 7? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'll read them and respond. If you enjoyed this breakdown, learned something new, or want more injury updates, roster moves, and Cowboys analysis delivered straight to you, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss any future videos. This season's not over yet, and it'll be here breaking down every twist and turn with you. Thanks for watching, Cowboys Nation. I'm Alex, and I'll see you in the next update. Buckle up, because this ride is far from over.